Hello, welcome to today's session. I am here to talk about the fun topic of sneakers, specifically selling sneakers on eBay and how we are making it easier to sell more sneakers on eBay. First, thank you. Thank you for choosing eBay as a platform to sell your precious sneaker collection and your precious sneakers. And thank you for trusting us as a partner to do more business and to sell more sneakers on eBay. I'm Garry Thaniel. I'm the GM of sneakers here at eBay. And it's my pleasure to spend this time with you to talk about the things that we're doing to make it easier to sell sneakers on eBay. For today's agenda, we're going to touch on a few topics. We're going to touch on how we've transformed the selling sneakers on eBay through our Authenticity Guarantee program. We're going to talk a little bit about our buyers and sellers and also the best inventory to sell. We're also going to talk about how we've embraced technology and innovation, how we are making it easier to sell your sneakers on eBay by leveraging technology. And then we're also going to talk about traffic and events and how we're showing up in person. And finally, we're going to wrap by talking about a few ways that we can tactically help grow your business. So let's start with the transformation. Back in 2019, eBay eliminated seller fees for selling sneakers on eBay. This was great for helping us to attract more sellers to the platform and get more inventory on the site. But it wasn't enough. In 2020, eBay launched Authenticity Guarantee through a partnership with SneakerCon. This has been one of the best things that has happened to the eBay sneakers business. Post-sale authentication has helped ensure trust for both our buyers and sellers, and has also opened up a world of possibility for us who are engaging both domestically in the US and internationally. As we talk about international growth, we've also expanded Authenticity Guarantee beginning in 2021 to other regions, such as Canada, Australia, and ultimately into the UK and Germany. This all led us up, as we continue to expand Authenticity Guarantee, we also reinstated seller fees and looked for new ways to invest back into the business to make it easier for you to sell sneakers on eBay. As we've invested in this transformation and made it easier, the results have shown very positive growth. We have seen a 71% increase in buyer growth year over year. More people are shopping. More people are considering eBay when they make their purchase decision for sneakers. Not only are we seeing buyers grow, we're also seeing the amount that each buyer purchases increase. That means an 11% increase in bought items per buyer. And even as we're seeing buyers grow and as we're seeing the amount that each buyer is purchasing grow, we're also seeing the repurchase rate grow. So we're getting more people back to the platform. eBay's repurchase rate has increased 15% year over year. These are great signs for growth and help us understand at eBay that the investments we've made are paying off. As I mentioned, one of our biggest investments has been our Authenticity Guarantee program. To date, we have authenticated more than 2 million sneakers globally. 2 million sneakers globally. Right now, we have a 90% satisfaction rate, over 90% rather, satisfaction rate for our customers. So not only are we doing the right thing to instill trust, but customers truly appreciate it. As we think about the journey for these investments, we've done a few things. The first thing we did back in 2019 is we had an independent partnership with SneakerCon, a trusted source for authenticity, for ensuring the authenticity of sneakers rather. In 2021, we acquired the authenticity business from SneakerCon, and as you can see, we've continued to expand our authenticity centers worldwide. We have authenticity centers in the US, we have authenticity centers in the UK, Canada, Germany, and Australia. And we'll talk a little bit later about how we're continuing to build on this program. As we've invested in the business, we've seen buyer value increase. Buyers truly appreciate purchasing authentic sneakers that are checked for things like SNADs. And SNAD is a sneaker not as described. It ensures that the sneaker that a buyer has purchased on our site through a listing is the actual sneaker that they get when they arrive, and buyers appreciate that. Sellers appreciate our return validation. So if, for instance, if you have a listing that isn't final sale and returns are on, the process of returns is similar to our process for outgoing sales. A return will come in, it'll be checked to ensure that the same sneaker that you shipped out is the same sneaker that you receive back in the event of a return. We truly believe that authenticity guarantee protects both our buyers and our sellers. We also believe that as we continue to invest, sellers can see a broader pool of opportunity to sell more goods. Imports and exports are a big part of the value proposition for authenticity guarantee, and also selling on eBay. Not only is your market of potential buyers the buyers that are in the country that you're in, but we truly have a global market for buyers. The opportunity for you to be in the U.S. and sell sneakers to someone in London is equally as high as you being in the U.S. and selling as you being in New York and selling sneakers to someone in California. So as we're making it easier to sell, what we wanted to do was start by fixing the basics. First, improving the shopping experience. We want to make sure that as buyers come to our site, it's easy for them to find the sneakers that they're looking for. We want to make sure that search is optimized, as well as images and listings are optimized to make sure that we can not only turn that visit into a converted sale. We do this through model level pages. So we know that some buyers love shopping certain brands or models of shoes. So we make it easy for them to find those models and those brands. We also provide price guidance. We believe that price guidance helps both the buyer and the seller ensure that they are purchasing but also selling for a competitive price. We all know that this sneaker industry thrives on new releases. We have a new release calendar that helps our sellers understand what are the releases that buyers are going to covet and ultimately shop for on the day of release. And we also help buyers understand when they should be able to come to eBay to shop those new releases. And finally, what we're doing is working on simplifying our selling and listing flow. We believe that by simplifying selling, we make it easier for you to do exactly what you want to do, and that's sell more sneakers. And we're doing this while driving toward future innovation. I'll talk a little bit later about one of the ways in which we've seen innovation impact the listing flow even today. Before I get into innovation, I want to talk a little bit about the type of buyers that are at our site, that are on our site. We have an extremely diverse group of buyers, but we also have buyers that are increasingly shopping on mobile. About 70%, or over 70% rather, of purchases are occurring from mobile. Buyers are diverse. They not only shop sneakers, but they shop several categories. 15 different categories on average across eBay verticals. Buyers are increasingly female as well. We are so proud of the way in which we've embraced our female sneakerheads. And these female sneakerheads are purchasing for themselves. You may have noticed earlier this year we did our Trailblazers campaign for Women's History Month, where we talked about some of the women who have made significant impacts on the sneaker industry and highlighted the shoes that they sell. We also work with several of our female sellers to be profiled during Women's History Month. We have seen significant growth in our female sneakerhead base, and this is an area where we'll continue to push and make sure that we have the most inclusive platform. In terms of broad range of sneaker shoppers or sneaker buyers rather, we have everyone from 15 to 50. Classic or traditional sneakerheads that began shopping eBay in the early 2000s or late 90s, all the way up to new hype beasts who are just discovering eBay sneakers for the first time. In terms of buyer demand, we want to make sure that you're aware of the things that we think will help you sell more on eBay. As I mentioned, new releases drive the industry in the sector. It's very important that we have a great assortment of new releases, sizes on our site as well. New releases drive the industry, and they also drive resell and selling sneakers on eBay. Classic sneakers, your Air Force Ones, your Jordan Ones, your Classic Yeezys. Those are sneakers that always and have always sold on eBay. If you were to look at our top selling SKUs, it's truly a mix of classic sneakers, some call them grails, and new releases that truly drive the mix. One trend that I want to call out is this trend of fashion and function. We're seeing this with brands like Solomon, which was recently added to Authenticity Guarantee, as well as New Balance. Fashion and function is extremely important. Fashion and function, when we say that, it's shoes that serve some sort of utility purpose, but have a layer of style embedded into them. And finally, your rare finds. eBay has always been the place for rare finds. We believe that our platform has the breadth of assortment that no other platform has. You can find stuff that was released in the early 90s, 80s, even 70s on eBay. Several of these rare finds are highly valued, but people who truly embrace rare finds, the art of the hunt, eBay is the place they come. So as you have those items, whether through older collections or that you were able to find something in a thrift store or somewhere else, please post it on eBay, because there is definitely a customer that appreciates the rare find. In terms of buyer segments, we have several buyer segments that I want to make sure I highlight. The first, as I mentioned, is the hype beast. The hype beast is the person who is loyal to trend, not brand, and lives by a sneaker release calendar. This person is very up on style and will look to purchase within the first week to two after release, and at times even a week or two before release. The next is the collector. I fancy myself the collector. I have over 200 shoes in my collection right now. My sneaker collection is one of my most prized possessions. Collectors are very loyal to brands and models, and also very loyal to eBay. Many collectors have found some of the best gems in their collection on eBay. The next segment I want to talk about is the flipper. The flipper leverages new releases that are going to appreciate in value, buys them, and looks to sell and drive a margin from the sale of those shoes. We really appreciate all three segments, from the hype beast, collector, and flipper. A little broader, we also have the bargain hunter. This is the person that's focused on price and value. Bargain hunters have always leveraged eBay as a platform where they could find these great values. When you have those sneakers that you believe to be a great value, we truly believe there'll be an audience with the bargain hunter. And finally, the casual shopper. This can be, within the casual shopper, you'll have really distinct segments like your younger shoppers or your Gen Z. This is the person that may not be the hype beast, collector, or flipper, but loves a great pair of sneakers. And they will likely buy some of the most popular sneakers. Some of them are considered more general release sneakers, like Air Force Ones are really popular with the casual shopper. Panda Dunks are very popular with the casual shopper. But as you look at your assortment, be sure to have listings that work for both the hype beast, collector, flipper, bargain hunter, but also casual shopper. As we think about our sellers, there's a few things that we want to highlight with respect to sellers and inventory. The first, again, I have to talk about our commitment to our Authenticity Guarantee program and ensuring that we have what are the lowest fees in the game. We believe that Authenticity Guarantee helps reinstill trust, but also helps people to be able to purchase with more confidence. If you go to our site, you'll see our new release calendar. We want to make sure you understand what dates items are dropping so that you can make sure you're listing them at the right times, and also leveraging price guidance so they can be priced accordingly. Pre-owned or pre-loved items are extremely popular and continue to grow on eBay. Pre-owned is a very popular type of product right now that we've seen significant growth within the sneaker sector, particularly from Gen Z and those focused on things like re-commerce. Some sneakers are very hard to find and may have been released in the 90s, so finding it new in box is very difficult. This is where high resale prices on even pre-owned items is happening. Our authenticity guarantee supports pre-owned items over $150, so be sure to list those as well. For sellers, we're improving our listing flow. This is very important because, again, we want to make it easier for you to sell your items on eBay. And as we do those things, we want to hear from you. We're also looking at how we expand authenticity guarantee, how we can expand authenticity guarantee to support more import-export business, how we can do things like bulk shipping or product drop-off to make it easier for you to sell, and also what additional geographies or regions make sense for expansion. Now let's talk a little bit about technology. Our 3D TrueView is one of our latest investments. It offers a 360-degree view that allows you to zoom in and accurately see every detail of the sneaker. This is truly a technology that there's none other on the market like it. We believe that this really supports high-priced items as well as pre-owned items. The amount of detail you can see through 3D TrueView truly allows the buyer to purchase with more confidence and ultimately allows you to have more engaging seller pages, which should lead to higher conversion rates. In addition to technology, we're also doing a lot of activations and events in person. For these events, we work with a number of social media influencers, celebrities, athletes, and ultimately people that allow us to engage with the community in a stronger way. Some of the events that we've done over the last year have been things like Museum of Authentics in Australia. A few months ago in May, we did a Wear 'em Out store in Fairfax and Los Angeles. But all of these events allow us to engage with our customers, buyers, sellers, community in a very great way, and ultimately give eBay a significant advantage because we're able to partner with not only our sellers, but also with several of our other logistics partners to show up in these communities in the right way. Our SneakerCon events are one of our most successful series of events that we do, where we have these events in various cities. So as we have pop-ups like Wear 'em Out or events like SneakerCon, please come, introduce yourselves, and let us know ahead of time. We would love to talk to you and find time to discuss how we can continue to grow your business. So let's talk a little bit about how you can grow your business. The first way you can grow your business is by having multiple item views. More images. More images allow customers to purchase with confidence, allow you to show off more details of the sneaker, and ultimately should lead to higher conversion rates. By taking time to take more images, you can also brand your listings and have a more dedicated following. In addition to better images, also have images that really zoom in on the details. Zooming in on the details can really support a higher conversion rate on high ASP or high priced items, can also convert better on pre-owned items. For items that are pre-owned or higher priced, people really want to understand the details as the commitment and the dollar purchase is higher. So please take time to zoom in or use our zoom feature to highlight those details in a really clear way. In addition to better images, better descriptions. Descriptions are extremely important for both searching and making your items more searchable and easier to find for new customers, but also as customers are thinking about the purchase decision for, again, helping them purchase and reinforce trust. People also look for these descriptions to understand any details that may be relevant to the sneaker in terms of box condition, missing shoelaces, or any sort of details that may affect their purchase decision. Taking time to write better descriptions also supports higher conversion. And finally, as we mentioned before, embrace technology. Make sure you leverage video and 3D wherever applicable. These are items that, again, help reinforce trust, but also help make an amazing experience as people come to your listings. These are features that help your listing stand out from others. So what do we want you to do? The first thing we want you to do is leverage our resources. We have an amazing seller hub that has informational pages available for you to help you better navigate and sell on eBay. We also suggest investing or adding promoted listings or ads to your listings. This helps you stand out amongst a bunch and truly be prioritized in our listing in our searches. One of the areas that we trust the most and that we believe we stand out is with our customer service, our GCX team. Leverage our GCX team, our growth advisors, and all of our resources to help you navigate and answer any of the questions that you have. And also leverage our seller webinars. These are very amazingly well done webinars, very knowledgeable and informational and very informational that help you get to answer all the questions that you may have about selling on eBay. Additionally, in addition to leveraging our resources, reach out to us. I want to hear from you. Again, I'm Garry Thaniel. I'm the GM for sneakers here at eBay. Reach out to myself, my senior category manager, Karina, and our account management team to get answers to any of the questions that you have. As I close today, I just want to touch on a few key takeaways. First, shoppers are both diverse and shop both fashion and function and are increasingly mobile. Please don't forget that. Make sure your listings are optimized for mobile and make sure you're posting listings that appeal to a broad range of audience. Again, optimize your listings to grow your business. Focus on images, better descriptions, leverage technology. Those things will help not only improve the experience when buyers are looking at your listings, but what they'll also do is likely improve conversion. And we all want to sell more sneakers. And finally, reach out to us. Leverage eBay resources like Seller Hub, promoted listings, customer service, but also our seller events to make sure that you can get all the questions answered that you have so we can, again, help you do what we said at the beginning, help you sell more sneakers and simplify the process for selling sneakers on eBay. Thank you again for your time. Have a wonderful day.